Because of my childhood, I pick men who cannot do anything but either be fixed or hurt me on purpose. And then when I find men who can be good to me, I run. And I run fast. And I'm good at it. As a kid, my parents tell me how if you got a problem, you run from it. I was like, no, I don't. And I didn't. I went in the bedroom and tried processing. And they never knew that. But I couldn't process it, some of it, in their house. Because some of it was them. Like, processing why your parents don't love you as a child growing up is not an easy thing to process. And knowing they don't, that's not easy. That's something you question every day. Why not? Why could they not? Why not? Why not me, but they can everybody else? Like, that is not a normal thing for most children. And I put it that way. My children never had to question if I loved them. I overly told them I love them every day. Just saying the words is not enough sometimes. Showing is different. And I was not showed love very often, if at all. Especially after my little brother came from my mom, it went even worse. But it's because they pedestal babies. I mean, they mess up, they say I'm sorry, and they get put back on the pedestal. I've never been on the pedestal for my mom or my dad, ever. I can do the best thing in the world, and I'm still not good enough to be on a pedestal. But to my kids, I can fuck up a million fucking times, and my kids still don't forgive me. Because I'm the same way as they are. I'll still forgive. Because they know for a fact I love them. Whether they're around me or not, they know I love them. They know they are my only drive that kept me alive my whole life since I had them. And yes, I have sat more than once and begged to go to hell. I'm in heaven. Not hell, damn. Begged to go to heaven. Begged God to take me home. Because I don't want to go to hell. I'm committing suicide. Now, have I ever thought about committing suicide? Oh, yes. Do I know how to? Yes. Most time when I get like that, I want to go in my car. And I can pretty much... Physics is easy for me. Because math is. So I can pretty much look at something and figure out how to hit it to make sure I die. And that's the problem. And my oldest has some of my traits on that. He likes to go and drive. Well, he doesn't like to drive when he's depressed. But he thinks about driving when he's depressed. And neither do I. I don't drive when I'm depressed most of the time. I won't. I don't put myself in that situation, so I don't do something stupid. And he lives with my son. But the thing about it is, though, is since I was a kid, I've always thought of ways to do it. I legit would go to my friend's house for weeks just not to come home. I'd do all her chores, whatever I need to do to stay. I'd eat less. I'd do everything I need to do to stay there because I don't want to go home. And then when I was raped, it got worse. When I moved back in with my mom after my dad left, I no longer was underage, and I knew it. And I acted accordingly. Yeah, I was in their house, I had to respect their rules, so if I wasn't home by a certain time, I just didn't come home. I ain't gonna lie. I just didn't come home. I had a lot of guy friends. I've actually slept in bed with a lot of men who have never had any sexual experiences with me. A lot. I had a lot of safe places with them over being at home, which is weird because I should have been safe at home, and I was never safe at home. So I felt safer just laying in bed next to a man that could actually overpower me and rape me again than being at home with my mom. Yeah. So, I moved out. And when I was moved out, she had called law and tried to get me for runaway. Well, she found out that I was legal age in the state we live in, and she couldn't get me for runaway. And when I moved back in, I told her, I was like, I moved back in, and these are the qualifications. I mean, I'll be home by this time, or I'm not coming home. I mean, I agree with that. And I had a cell phone at that point, and my mother would call here and there to see if I was coming home. And one story of that is I was enjoying life very much. And one of my buddies that I was dating, well, kind of. Anyways, he came and got me one night. And we drove around for a little bit. And we ended up going to the motel. And they kept talking all this junk about how they can do this, do that, do that. Well, I never had an O before. So knowing that, I was like, okay, you want to talk all this junk? Try it out. Let's see what you can do. And I finally had my first O when I was pregnant, my first one. But saying that, not when I got pregnant, when I was pregnant. And so my mom called me and she asked me what I was doing. And I was like, laying here, and she's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, this dude's gonna get his nut and get off of me. Mom said you do not just answer your phone in the middle of sex. Yes, the hell I did. She said, what the hell? I said, he talked a bunch of shit. I want to see him back it up. He can't back it up. Mom's like, oh my God, only my child. And I'm like, you know, the weirdest shit is I was that open, trying to be that open with my mom. But I never got it returned. I tried to be very open with my mother when I moved back about anything and everything. But every time I would get close to her, I swear to God, something would just shut down in her. And we wouldn't get close to her. We'd fight. And it's been that way ever since I was a kid. As soon as I would try to get close, she would shut down. But my kids can tell me anything. They could call me right now and say, Mom, this isn't working, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, well, have you tried this, this, or this? You know what I'm saying? Like, spice it up some. Or, you know, anything. And I'm good to talk to my kids. I might get shot for a second, but I'm not going to shut them out. And I'm not going to sit there and make them feel that they're not important enough for, or that the matter is not important for me not talking to them about. Because if it's important enough for you to call me, it's important enough for you that I need to address that matter with you and help you if I can. If I can't help you, I'm going to tell you I can't help you. But that's where I'm a mother, full-heartedly, to my children. All of them. Not just two of them. So, it's different for me. Like, I love my kids. I will go to war for my kids. I will stand up and take a bullet for my kids. And honestly, I don't think my mom or dad would for me. And that's the sad truth.